Albert, what is Nate doing to offer consumers and retailers an alternative to the big e-commerce platforms, Amazon and Alibaba?
Nate is the first unified shopping experience. So as a consumer, having a Nate account allows you to share and shop your world without compromising your data. You could download the app today, set up your wallet, and use it to save or buy any product from any retailer and share shopping lists with your friends.
When you're sharing a shopping list, you've created a business model around an incentive for consumers to build a shopping list and share it. How does that work?
Inspiration happens in all sorts of places. You could be watching a movie, you could be talking to a friend, you could be, inspired on social media. And so no matter where you're inspired, you should be able to take some action, either buy an item or share it, add it to a list that perhaps a friend of yours is following. The same happens in music with companies like Spotify or Apple Music, for example. And so we're enabling that in shopping.
You talk a lot about how Amazon and Alibaba continue to outpace the growth of e-commerce more broadly amongst retailers. What are you doing to really help the small retailers combat the overwhelming power of the big platforms?
A big driver of the consumer shifting more and more of their share of wallet to these large platforms like Amazon or Alibaba is the feeling of one-stop shop,
Right.
the feeling that you can run your life on it. All of us have some sort of Amazon threshold. You may be a 10% Amazon person, I may be a 20% Amazon person. But next year, you'll be an 11% Amazon person, and I'll be a 22% Amazon person.
We're always incrementing.
Exactly.
They're always creeping up in the wallet.
Correct. So by providing you a one-stop shop experience for the non-Amazon economy, which are 2.1 million amazing retailers in the US, I'm basically telling you as a consumer, you don't have to. You can still shop in the 2.1 million long tail of retailers that represent the non-Amazon economy and still have a unified all-in-one experience.
When bringing it all together on one app, there's all kinds of machine intelligence opportunities in what you're deploying. What are some of the early machine intelligence applications in the Nate app today?
So I founded Nate with a fundamental principle that we would only use machine learning in the execution of tasks and not in the decision making. When you save an item to your Nate app, Nate goes to that website and extracts information such as the picture, the price, the options. When you hit buy, Nate goes to a website and executes the purchase for you. What we promise you is that we will not use machine learning to tell you, I believe you should be buying this. Because decision making is what makes us human. And if we can get rid of the execution, then we get a little bit more closer to true humanity.
So it's sort of in contrast to the recommender on the big platforms.
That's right.
The recommender on your platform does nothing of the sort?
No, recommenders on our platform are humans. You're a human, you can create a shopping list, share it with me, and I can follow it and be inspired, and I can buy something from it or save it to my app or not take any action. But we believe humans drive inspiration and machines should do the execution.
2 million retailers is a lot. It feels like there'd be a lot of system integration necessary to bring all that together. What kind of onboarding do you need to do to make every retailer accessible?
So our technology is basically robotic process automation with a layer of AI on top of it. And what that means is that every time that you ask Nate to buy something for you, Nate is able to go to that website, understand the HTML code, and take actions on your behalf.
So you're ingesting that site as part of that process?
Correct.
And what, from that point forward, you've got the data necessarily to no longer require an integration with that site?
Correct.
Are you reaching out and proactively integrating all 2.1 million, or it's reactive?
It's a bit more reactive today, meaning as a consumer, every time that you share an item with Nate, if we haven't seen that item before, then we process it. And so, for example, in the last 12 months, Nate shoppers have engaged with 30,000 different retailers. In fact, the largest concentration for us is 1.75%. So it's incredibly long tail. This new generation of shoppers, largely Gen Zers, they don't want to just buy in 3 different places. They want to buy in 30,000 different places. And over time, the more shoppers we get on the platform, the more retailers we'll be exposed to.
So from where Nate is today, helping these 2.1 million retailers, what's the long-term roadmap for the technology and the platform?
I'm most excited about resolving this tension between a product that can be social and private at the same time. So I'm observing that this new generation of shoppers, they want to share their interests with their friends. But that doesn't mean that they want all these third-party companies to know what they're buying, when they're buying, and how they're paying for it.
And those third-party companies today would say you have to share the info for us to be able to do it.
And we live in this paradigm where we're made to believe that in order to have a seamless and social life, we have to be okay with giving up our data. And what I'm hoping is to resolve that tension even further.
Albert, what's made you personally passionate about helping these 2.1 million retailers have an alternative to the big platforms?
I grew up in Spain to parents that had middle-class businesses, and I believe the healthy society should have a strong middle class. So these 2.1 million retailers make up the fabric of this society.